Hey, Shrock, can you believe that there are actual crimes involving like zombie or zombie-like cases?
Say what, Ed?
Oh, yeah. And I know it's not Halloween just yet. And trust me, at Halloween, we're going to have a whole show dedicated to all kinds of zombie crimes, believe it or not. But today, we're going to talk about the 1962 Haitian zombie case.
Wow, this is interesting. You got to stay around and listen to this one.
Check this out. You don't want to miss it.
So, Agent Owens, what case are we covering today?
Today's case takes place in 1962, where a man from Haiti believed he was turned into a zombie.
I'm not feeling well. Think I'm turning into a zombie.
What?
You can't even wait for the thing to get over with. You're like laughing so hard. That was a good one, huh? You guys like that's one of my favorite. That was a good skit. That was pretty cool. Hey, thank you guys. Just to introduce ourselves.
It's your girl, Shrock.
And I'm Ed. And before we get started on this zombie case,
this is for education and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and always be kind to everyone, friends, family, strangers.
Everyone, everywhere, please be nice in the comment sections. And like your parents or grandma used to say, if you don't have nothing nice to say,
don't say nothing
at all. I'm sorry. I'm just being silly today. All right. Hey, guess when we're recording this? Oh, you want to say it was 2 weeks ago? It was 1 week ago? No, it's in March. Ha. See? You don't even know what that's why I'm dressed up in Connecticut's freezing. Okay. Let's get started. That was a little just fun tidbit. All right, 1972's Haitian zombie. I want to hear from the crime force. What do they got for us in the background of this crazy case? Ready? Let's hear what they got to say.
The case of Clairvius Narcisse is one of the most famous zombie cases in history.
Ooh.
It remains a mysterious and controversial story that blurs the lines between folklore, science, and the supernatural. Narcisse's alleged transformation into a zombie in Haiti in 1962 has intrigued researchers for decades and was even studied by scientists. Clairvius Narcisse, the man who died and came back.
Ooh.
On April 30th, 1962, Clairvius Narcisse, a 40-year-old Haitian man, checked into Albert Schweitzer Hospital in Des Chapelles, Haiti. He was suffering from fever, body aches, and difficulty breathing. His condition worsened, and doctors noted symptoms of hypotension, low blood pressure, and respiratory failure. After 2 days of treatment, he was declared dead by 2 doctors, with his sister Angelina Narcisse signing his death certificate. His body was placed in cold storage at the hospital before being buried in a traditional Haitian funeral in front of witnesses. Now at this point you would think this is the end of the story. We'll think again. 18 years later, in 1980, a man claiming to be Clairvius Narcisse approached his sister, Angelina, in the village of Lestier, Haiti. The man had detailed personal knowledge about their family, including childhood memories and family secrets. He claimed that he had been buried alive and turned into a zombie by a voodoo sorcerer, Bacher.
What?
And he's like, this one. Pretty cool so far, huh? This was actually pretty popular. When we get to the end, you gotta hang in there. You'll see a movie that was inspired by this whole thing. So it's not as crazy outlandish as you think, but
stay tuned.
Very interesting. Yeah. So let's talk about the alleged zombie experience here.
Abduction and enslavement. Narcisse said that after being declared dead, he had been paralyzed but fully conscious, trapped inside his own body. He remembered feeling dirt being thrown on his coffin, but he was unable to move or scream. That night, his body was dug up by a Bacher, voodoo sorcerer, and a group of men.
Wow.
He was beaten, restrained, and forced to drink a strange liquid, which allegedly kept him in a zombie-like state. The Bacher enslaved him on a remote sugar plantation, where he and other zombies were forced to work under brutal conditions. He claimed that he remained in captivity until his Bacher master died in 1980, breaking the spell and allowing him to regain his senses. Now let's turn to the
Crazy,
scientific
huh?
investigation of this case.
Science.
In the 1980s, ethnobotanist and anthropologist Wade Davis traveled to Haiti to investigate the case. His research was later published in his books, including The Serpent in the Rainbow,
I know about the
1985,
Serpent
which
in the Rainbow.
inspired a 1988 horror movie of the same name.
Oh, yeah.
Now we gotta have to
Davis's
watch that
theory
now.
of tetrodotoxin poisoning. Davis theorized that Narcisse had been poisoned with tetrodotoxin, a powerful neurotoxin found in pufferfish, fugu.
Oh, yeah.
This toxin can mimic death by slowing the body's functions to near undetectable levels. Victims appear dead but remain conscious, making it possible for them to be buried alive and later exhumed. The poison is often mixed with hallucinogenic plants like datura, zombie cucumber, to create confusion and suggestibility. Skepticism and criticism. Some scientists doubt Davis's findings, arguing that the tetrodotoxin levels found in Haitian zombie powder were too low to be effective. Others believe psychological and cultural factors played a bigger role, suggesting that social conditioning and belief in voodoo magic could have caused Narcisse to accept his fate as a zombie.
Pretty wild, huh? So what do you think? We'll just take a quick pause here.
I know that's my favorite words, but this one here blows my mind. Yeah. I'm like, man, this is definitely something that is outrageous. It's something I would never think of happening. But I do know that this is in Haiti, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, but, you know, there's other places in the world.
Think of Haiti. They are into that stuff. Unfortunately, I hear a lot of these stories from people that are Haitian, and they actually say some crazy stuff. So this is something that I can't believe happened, and way worse.
Well, you know, I have children that I sponsor in Liberia, and we have a pastor that comes, you know, that's involved in Liberia, and even out there's a lot of superstition. So there's a lot of, and it's not just in Africa, but it's other continents as well. But in Africa specifically,
we
in
talked
the areas,
about, you know, in Haiti, so that's not in Africa.
So it's very, you know, there's a lot of superstition and a lot of beliefs. And it's not too far-fetched. Whether it was that poison or some other poison, needless to say, it's not far-fetched to have somebody get drugged, and knowing you're drugging them, knowing they're not fully gone, and burying them, and then at a certain time going and getting them afterwards and enslaving them. That doesn't seem too far-fetched to me. And we know, even from not talking so much about zombies per se, but there was a lot of instances where people were getting buried alive because they just couldn't understand that, you know, didn't either have the ability or technology, whatever, to understand that their heart was still beating, they were still alive. They buried them, and they would literally have a bell in the graveyard with the string going into the coffin or something like that. So if the person woke up, they could ring the bell, and sometimes they would just go around the graveyard. If they heard the bell, they would dig them up and dig them out. That's maybe something for another day.
Yeah, it is.
But anyhow, so regardless, if you wake up, you're drugged, and especially you get that cucumber, the other stuff that's mixed in there, and you have suggestibility, and you're under the spell, and God knows what else you've been told, and it takes something to knock you out of it. So it's not too far-fetched, but would you like to know the cultural and more historical context of stuff?
Let's go and dive into
that.
that.
A little bit more? We'll go a little deeper here with our Crime Force team.
The voodoo concept of zombies. In Haitian voodoo, a zombie is not the Hollywood-style brain-eating monster, but a person whose soul or willpower has been stolen. A bakar, voodoo sorcerer, is believed to have the power to capture a person's soul and enslave them. Zombies were often used as forced labor, serving their masters until the bakar released them or died.
It's crazy.
Slavery and the zombie myth. Haiti's history of slavery under French colonial rule deeply influenced the zombie legend. The fear of losing free will and being controlled mirrors the horrors of enslavement. Many Haitians still believe in zombie stories, though cases like Narcisse's remain rare. The case of Clairvius Narcisse remains one of the most well-documented and debated zombie cases in history. Whether he was truly poisoned and enslaved, suffered a psychological break, or was part of an elaborate hoax, the story continues to fascinate scientists, historians, and paranormal enthusiasts alike.
So this is so we got a question that popped up during this investigation. I think it's good because of all these different things. Was it a hoax? Was it really part of like a slavery thing? Was it, well, I say true, not so much under a voodoo spell, but the whole poisoning. What is most likely to be true in this case? Great question. Let's see what happens.
The most likely truth behind the 1962 Haitian zombie case of Clairvius Narcisse is a combination of pharmacology, cultural beliefs, and psychological manipulation rather than supernatural causes. Here's a breakdown of the most plausible explanation. Number 1. Poisoning with tetrodotoxin, pufferfish toxin. One of the strongest scientific theories comes from ethnobotanist Wade Davis, who investigated the case in the 1980s. He suggested that Narcisse was given a potent neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, found in pufferfish, which can paralyze the body while keeping the victim fully conscious, slow down respiration and heartbeat to undetectable levels, making it appear that the person is dead, and we're off after a few hours or days, allowing the person to revive.
That's
the possible issue with this theory.
Drugs is just so powerful.
Some scientists argue that the levels of tetrodotoxin found in Haitian zombie powder were too low to induce full paralysis or mimic death. However, it's possible that a precise dosage or combination with other chemicals, like datura, a strong hallucinogen, could have caused a state of suspended animation. Number 2. Psychological manipulation and social conditioning. Haitian voodoo culture strongly reinforces the belief in zombies. A person convinced that they have been turned into a zombie may begin to behave as one due to deep-seated fear of voodoo magic, placebo/nocebo effect, extreme trauma and isolation, leading to confusion and submission, and powerful suggestion and control by a voodoo sorcerer, Bacher. Narcisse later identified his own brother as the person responsible for paying the Bacher to zombify him, likely due to a family land dispute.
Can you believe that?
Many Haitian societies believe zombies exist, and fear of being turned into one can create a self-fulfilling prophecy. And number 3, possible criminal exploitation and forced labor.
Yep, exploitation.
There's evidence that some people labeled as zombies in Haiti were actually victims of human trafficking, used as forced labor on remote plantations. Narcisse claimed he was enslaved with others and forced to work on a plantation for 2 years. If true, this suggests criminal exploitation, where voodoo magic was used as a psychological weapon to control victims. No physical evidence was found to prove the existence of the zombie plantation he described. If this was a known practice, there should be more documented cases.
Yeah.
Thank you, Crime Force.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome again.
Yeah, it should be more cases. I definitely have to agree with that.
Yeah, there would be. I mean, but that's assuming, now here's another thing, I'm going to play the other end of it. That's assuming somebody escaped. It could have been where they were used and kept under control and really not many people escaped. And if they did, maybe there was nothing for them to go back to. Maybe they were messed up. Maybe they died. But yeah, there's some suspicious stuff to this too. You know, it could be that, you know, maybe it was just all made up.
Yeah, but definitely a lot of weird, crazy voodoo stuff happens.
I definitely want to go see.
I would not visit.
I definitely want to go see the Rainbow.
Haiti.
I mean, the Serpent and the Rainbow movie.
Yeah, I think I saw that a long time ago.
They used to run advertisements for that movie all the time way back when, because that guy goes, what did he say? Don't bury me. I'm not dead. I remember that in the movie wasn't that great.
Night when I'm going to bed because
it wasn't all that. I was like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be great. It was okay, but it wasn't as much what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we go? What's that?
No, I was just saying it's just a lot of hype. Sometimes when they do these movies because, you know, they want people to watch the movie, so. Yeah,
of course. But guys, you got to come back and see our Crime Force team in action again on another case and come back and see us. We just want you guys to watch with us and experience these cases and go through it. with us, that'd be awesome. If you could subscribe, which is free, and
That
like
would
it,
be
which is
even
free,
better.
just takes one little second, we would really appreciate it. That means a lot to us. We do have memberships, but that's fine too. That's if you want to take it a step further and help us. We do have costs in the show, but we're just doing this for fun. We love it. And we just really want you guys just
We
to
love
watch.
you guys.
Yeah, we just want you to watch. That's what it's all about. Sharing this, and if you like true crime and like these interesting different types of topics all the time, it'd be cool.
Yeah. And how we focus on our topics, we just interesting topics, stuff that we think that you may be interested in. But if there's something that you want us to investigate, please place it in the comments.
Yep, we can do our best to get at it. We try to cover different ones, and some are more rare. They go back a ways, but that's cool because you probably didn't hear about them before. So
exactly.
But thank you guys again for watching this weird zombie one. Anything
Studio
else?
7.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.